We are now ready to make the hole that will attach your keychain or bag tag to other items. We are going to make the size of the hole that will fit a standard keyring or zip tie. You have several choices for making holes for a keychain. I will show you two options. The first way to make a hole is to use a cylinder and cut through the keychain near the edge. First thing we're going to do is grab a cylinder shape from the Shapes menu and drag it to the work plane. A good diameter for a keychain hole is about 2/10 of an inch. So we're going to click on the corner handle and we're going to make these 0.2. The next thing we're going to do is change it from a solid to a hole. All right, now we're going to place it. I'm using the arrow keys. If you're having a hard time centering it, you can change the snap grid to a smaller dimension. You don't want the hole too close to the edge because when the 3D printer prints it, it may not be completely enclosed if it's too close to the edge. We can make a spacer to help us with the spacing. So we're going to grab a rectangular prism and drag it to the work plane. All right, we're going to take a corner handle and we're going to make this 0.06. 0.06. Okay. And we're just going to take this and place it on the edge to make sure that we have enough room. All right. And what I'm doing is I'm just using that rectangular prism as a spacer to make sure that I'm far enough away from the edge of the keychain. All right. And then when I'm done, I can just delete this. You don't have to have it in the middle if you don't want. You can make it closer to one of the sides like this. But what you do want to do is make sure that the hole is all the way to the bottom before you group it. All right, I'm going to place mine here. All right, and then when you group it together, I'm just selecting everything, and then I'm going to hit group, and there you have the hole. Depending on your design, you may not want to cut a hole through the keychain. In that case, you may want the ring to be attached at the top or side of the keychain. The easiest way to do this is with the tube shape. All right, so I'm just going to hit undo, and then I'm going to remove that hole. I'm going to grab a tube shape from the Shapes menu and drag it to the work plane. All right, if we look in the Shape Inspector, we can make the radius. Now this is the radius, not the diameter. So if we want the diameter to be 4/10 of an inch. So we will make this 2/10 of an inch, make this 0.2. All right, we're going to make the wall thickness 0.07. All right, and that will change the wall thickness. We will reduce the height. We can adjust that later, and then we're going to bring it over. You can either put it in the middle or you could put it on the side. I like it to be even or just a little bit lower. All right, I think that looks good. To make sure that the hole is big enough, I am going to make a spacer. So I'm going to pull out a cylinder from the Shapes menu onto the work plane. I am going to make this 2/10 of an inch, so 0.2 and 0.2. And I want to make sure that this can fit or almost fit. All right, and if it does, then you know that a key ring will fit through it, and it looks pretty good. All right, good. So I'm going to move that out of the way and delete it. One note about the tube shape. When you're looking at the shape inspection window, these numbers are not always accurate. So for example, if you draw out a tube shape and then start to adjust it, the numbers don't change on the shape inspection window. So that's why it's always a good idea to use a spacer to make sure that the keyring will fit through it. Okay, once you have your hole, you can group it together. One thing to keep in mind is when you add the hole like this, it might affect the shape, the overall size. So you do want to make sure that it is still the same. And in this case, it is. All right. And you are ready for the next step. Thanks for watching.